I'm going to show you how to make a basket. So I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I have a piece of scrapbook paper, but you can do this with any size square, but the numbers, that I start off to block off my square might be different for you. So you need 3 sections. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I'm going to mark off 4 inches and 8 inches. I'm going to do the same thing in a couple spots. And then I'm going to turn it and mark off 4 and 8 in the other direction as well. And then I'm just going to mark off those lines. Okay, these 4 corners are going to be the corner of the bottom of my basket. So I'm going to mark off, measure off an inch on each space on the outside of those 4 corners, and then the corners will end up just being extra pieces. So I'm just going to measure every inch, mark a line, and then draw the grid out. Okay, now I'm going to cut each of these stripes till it gets to the center of the box. Now I have a new piece of paper, the same size as my first one. This is also a 12 by 12 square of scrapbook paper. And now I'm just going to mark 1 inch intervals all the way across. I actually probably will only need 4 or 5, about half of them, but that's what I'm going to do. Okay, now we're going to start weaving. So I actually want all of these to stand up, so I'm just going to fold them in on this bottom little piece first. All right, now we're ready to start weaving. And you can use whatever you want to attach the first piece. You can use glue, you could use a staple. I'm going to use a tape. So I'm gonna tape my corner, my edge here, but it's gonna be hard to move this once it's taped in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and weave this on the first length before I tape it in. And that just means that I'm gonna put it behind one, in front of one, behind one, in front of one. I need to fold it around the edge. Now I'm going to weave it across this one. And I'm going to continue the same pattern. So it was behind this one, so now it's going to be in front, behind, in front, behind. All right, so I still have 1 length to go. I'm going to use one of my extra pieces, and I'm just going to cut it a little bit over 4 inches so that I can bend it and connect it to the 2 other sides so it doesn't leave a gap. I'm going to start my next row. And when I do my next row, I want to go the opposite of what I went the first time. So if this paper was on front, now it needs to go behind. So on and so forth. Now, before you get too far, each row is going to have one side where I need to add a piece on. If you want your basket to be more stable, you want to make that spot on a different side each time. If you want to hide that, then you want it to be on the same side, and that just becomes the back. So it's up to you how you want to do it. Just know those are the differences. And I'm actually going to go ahead and pre-bend my 4-inch spots. This time I'm actually going to, remember I cut a little bit more than 4 inches. I'm going to tuck this behind this other piece, and I think that will keep it from being as noticeable. Okay, so if you really want to, you can try and scoot these in and get one more row on there. I don't think I'm going to be able to, just because the scrapbook paper is really thick, and I just don't think that they're going to fold that far. But I am going to push it down just a little, and then, well, actually, I'm just going to line it up enough that I can tape across the top edge and keep all of my last pieces in place. And then the last thing I'm going to do is put a handle on it. And there it is. So now I'm ready for May Day. I can fill it with some kind of snack or goodie. Or I can make some paper flowers. I could make a little note, write a note, just something that would make somebody's day. And then on May 1st, we can take them out and you can set them on someone's doorstep, knock, and then run away.